I was wondering if you could maybe, because this channel has a kind of a different, I'm trying to find different way to keep this channel like informing people and so on. One idea that I launched recently, I gave a talk to the Science in Italy. I did a course, I created a course, online course about that called Innovating biomathematics. So the idea is that you should not just make our models, you should also somehow make the models available. You already talked about that you talked with the policymakers. The reason why your talk is a bit more generic because you had to adapt your talk because it was difficult for adopting and so on.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know if you did that. I don't know if you faced this problem, but did you see or did you try or maybe have some thought about how to make your model available as a platform, such as a web platform? People go there and make the simulation, then they go see the result. A kind of web application such as with your models. Do you think that could be a problem? That's difficult?
The problem, I think, is time. So maximum of I could do is that I could share everything that I have on the GitHub. So like if you want to have to see the code or how the model is actually implemented. So I have a different repository there, like a project, and then I shared all the slides and everything that you can reproduce this study and you can check how it's done, or you can extend, for example. I think it's a nice idea to also make like interactive applications and so on, but it takes time. So for us, it was a lot of pressure to deliver the results because they were used in the policy making on time, because you have very short time. So I was not concerned about putting it on the on the web. But people do, for example, if you do this model is also quite complex and you need at least maybe 2 softwares. So we use R a lot for the estimation procedure, but the rest of the calculations and figures I have done in Mathematica. So probably you know the software.
So it's paid.
Yeah. And I don't know how to do things. Actually, Mathematica also contacted me about making like my study available on their learning website, and I promised them to do that, but I still haven't. I still haven't done that. So I think it will be available where I like to have it more learning, but it's
because recently I'm launching a course about Octave, because I gave a course about MATLAB to the medical student of the University of Latvia in my PhD. Then I decided to give myself a challenge to launch a course in Octave. My motivation is that Octave is free. But do you think that if someone trying to maybe to adapt your code to Octave, because mathematics is a more symbolic software, so there is some stuff in mathematics that is difficult to replicate in MATLAB. So it's difficult to replicate MATLAB, difficult to replicate in Octave. So I guess if someone trying to make a platform online, they'll have this, let's say, this difficulty that they need to somehow get a license for MATLAB and so on. But do you think that could be a big, I guess you use a toolbox, a very important toolbox for Mathematica that make difficult to make the migration to?
I think you can program everything. I myself also did a lot of work in like C++, really programming. It just, like you choose the software where it's, you can faster do things, or like, depending on the challenges. For example, I knew that with Mathematica, I can immediately make figures. For example, I don't need another software, for example. And I didn't use that much of the symbolic computations for this work because I just, it's actually not true, because I use the routine to solve differential equations, which is like, I don't know what was the method that I used, but I use the routine to solve the differential equations. So if you would implement it in a proper programming language, then you need to implement like Runge-Kutta force order or something yourself, or use I don't know, a package to do that.
But you have that in MATLAB. Why you didn't choose MATLAB? I mean, just a question, just a kind of curiosity. Because
well, I actually used a lot during my PhD MATLAB. I didn't use it because I think I could readapt some of the codes that I already had implemented in Mathematica. So, for example, there was a prior work that I did on COVID, that before this that I presented, which was last year, even when COVID just started. So, and I did it in Mathematica. I don't know. It was easy. It's now actually also installed, so it works. It depends on what licenses I have, because I always need to update. I need to have the software available. So I also have the licenses for Mathematica, for example, now, but not for MATLAB. Because I work, yeah, because I work at, it's a big hospital, it's a university medical center, and not all the, you know, like mathematical or engineering software is available. So yeah.
So just out of curiosity,
it's possible to do it in MATLAB, I think, because MATLAB has routines for the ODE, to implement ODEs and so on. Yeah.
Yeah, there's one ask about your GitHub. Yeah, I was. Did you like the content of this channel? So please subscribe to the channel. It's quite simple. Just have to hit subscribe, and you can decide which level of notification you want. You may choose all the notification, which means that everything that I do, you receive a notification on your bell here on the upper corner, or you can choose no notification. I would strongly recommend you to subscribe, even if you don't want to receive all the notifications. Just hit here, no notification, or hit the one that you like the most. It's pretty important that you subscribe to the channel so I can achieve a high number of subscribers, and people can as well understand that this channel has a nice content to offer, and YouTube will understand as well that it can make a nice divulgation of the channel. So please subscribe to the channel.